Welcome back to the Deep Dive. Today, we are staring right down the barrel of a really classic, chaotic theme.
Oh, yeah.
Ultimatums and unforbidden love. You know, it's that specific brand of drama where declaring your undying affection isn't the happy ending.
Not at all. It's the starting pistol.
It's actually the start of a countdown to just absolute catastrophe.
It really is. In the ecosystem we're looking at today, this tangled web in Los Angeles, from the bold and the beautiful love, usually comes with a massive surcharge. We aren't just looking at romance.
No.
We're looking at like the transaction costs of intimacy. When you tell someone, I love you in this world, you're effectively pulling the pin on a grenade.
That is the perfect way to frame it. Transaction costs. Yeah. We have a pretty substantial stack of sources today. They cover the immediate fallout from last Friday's very intense cliffhanger, and then look ahead at the spoilers for February 2nd through the 6th. And let me tell you, the bill is coming due for a lot of people.
So our mission here is really to unpack how secrets and these really harsh binary choices are reshaping two major families. The drama is being driven by the heroes, or at least the people who see themselves as the moral centers.
Right, trying to maintain order through force.
Exactly, and that's always more destructive somehow.
It really is. I am honestly so fascinated by this because we have a quote-unquote therapy session that goes completely rogue.
Completely off the rails.
And we have people literally being paid cash to get out of town.
Yeah.
It feels like we're reverting to these old school noir tropes. We've got the femme fatale, the bag of money.
The secret meeting, yes. It's delicious.
It is.
It does feel like noir, but if you take a step back, it's also a study in control mechanisms. That's the lens I want to use today. We have characters like Steffy and Ivy who are acting as gatekeepers or holding all the cards. And then we have Taylor and Dylan who are being backed into these corners and forced to make impossible choices.
So it's about who has the agency and who's being stripped of it.
Precisely.
So let's not waste any time. We need to start with the event that kicked this whole hornet's nest over. We have to talk about Deacon Sharpe and Taylor Hayes.
The therapy session.
Yeah, the sources are calling it the therapy session, but that feels like a massive misnomer given what actually went down. I don't think making out with your patient is covered in the standard psychiatric handbook.
I would wager it is not.
Yeah.
But let's look at the setting, because the sources really emphasize the atmosphere, and context is everything here. It's late at night. Taylor's back from a conference. She's in her office.
Yes.
And historically, for Taylor, the office is a fortress. It represents professional boundaries, logic, healing. It's where she fixes people.
A controlled environment.
A sterile, controlled environment. But the vibe here has shifted completely. She isn't there to fix anyone this time. Or maybe she thinks she is, but the method has definitely changed.
Right.
Exactly. The sources describe this as the moment Taylor finally comes clean. And what's crucial here for you, the listener, to understand is the power dynamic flip.
She's usually the one with all the answers.
Always. The wise matriarch. But here, she's admitting vulnerability. She confesses to having, and this is the quote, inappropriate thoughts about Deacon.
Inappropriate thoughts is just such a polite, sanitized phrase for what is basically an emotional Molotov cocktail.
It is. It sounds like something you'd say to HR.
Totally. Not the man you're obsessing over.
Yeah.
That it's not unrequited, is it?
Oh, far from it. And this is where the psychology gets interesting. Deacon confesses to needing Taylor. I want to zero in on that word need.
Okay.
In these kinds of narrative structures, need implies a dependency that goes way beyond simple attraction. It suggests he sees her as a lifeline. Deacon is tethered to a very dark world through Sheila Carter.
And he sees Taylor as the light.
The escape hatch. But then, Taylor shifts back into fixer mode almost immediately. She isn't just confessing feelings, she's directing. She urges Deacon to leave Sheila.
Right. She basically says, dump the villain and your life will get better instantly. Which, I mean, looking at the data, that's objectively true advice for anyone dating Sheila Carter.
Oh, 100%.
Sheila is a walking disaster zone. It's like telling someone, hey, maybe stop juggling chainsaws.
Objectively true, but strategically so dangerous. And Deacon actually voices this concern in the text. He's worried about the retaliation. He knows the beast he is living with.
Right.
Sheila is not someone who processes rejection with a pint of ice cream and a sad playlist.
No, she processes rejection with revenge. It's a scorched earth policy.
It is. That's the understatement of the year.
Yeah.
But Taylor seems to be operating on this this high of truth. The source says she refuses to cower in fear.
She wants the man she wants. It's almost like she thinks her professional status or her, her moral standing protects her from the reality of who Sheila is.
It's a classic hubris moment. And then we get the climax of the scene, the I love yous. Deacon says it, Taylor says it back, and they kiss. It's the seal on the pact. But here is the cinematic brilliance the sources highlight. While they're having this romantic breakthrough in the safety of the office,
there's a cutaway.
We get a visual juxtaposition with Sheila.
She's over at Il Giardino, right?
Yes. And the description is heartbreaking in a really creepy way. She's flashing back to a dance she shared with Deacon. She's looking forward to their future. She is completely oblivious.
Oh, that creates such massive tension for the audience because we know something the villain doesn't.
It's dramatic irony at its absolute finest.
She's planning the wedding while the groom is checking out across town. It creates the sense of impending doom because we know that happiness for Sheila usually comes right before a psychotic break.
Precisely. Kaylor isn't just flirting here. She is actively dismantling Deacon's current life. She is poking the bear Sheila, and she's doing it with this sense of invincibility that frankly seems naive for a psychiatrist who should understand the pathology she's dealing with.
Premature is the word. Because while Taylor is worried about Sheila, she is completely forgetting about the other massive force in her life, her daughter, Steffy.
Oh, yeah.
And if we know anything about Steffy Forrester, it's that she does not handle surprises well.
And that brings us right to our second segment, the consequences. Because in this town, secrets have a shelf life of about 5 minutes.
Okay, so let's move from the romantic high of Friday night to the cold, hard reality of the upcoming week, February 2nd to the 6th. Steffy Forrester Finnegan finds out. And her reaction is, well, it's not a cozy chat over tea.
No. It's textbook protectionism. The sources describe a confrontation at the Cliff House. And for those of you imagining this, the Cliff House is usually a symbol of Steffy's freedom and power. It looks out over the ocean. It's all open.
But here it's different.
Here, it feels like a courtroom. Steffy is not looking to talk about feelings. She is issuing a decree.
And this is the first major ultimatum we need to unpack. We actually have the specific line from the preview video.
Oh.
Yeah. Steffy tells her mother, and I'm quoting here, "You will no longer associate with Deacon or you're going to lose me and our family."
Wow. Let's just analyze that phrasing. Lose me and our family.
It's nuclear.
It is. She isn't just saying I'm mad or I won't come over for dinner. She is threatening total excision. She is defining the family unit as something that she controls access to, and she is revoking Taylor's pass.
She is leveraging the most valuable currency she has, access to the grandchildren. It's weaponizing the kids.
Absolutely.
She is forcing Taylor to choose between her romantic happiness, her needs as a woman, and her role as a matriarch, as a grandmother. It's just a brutal binary choice.
And it forces Taylor to ask herself, is this love worth excommunication?
I'm curious about your take on this. Taylor just admitted she needs Deacon. But can she really choose him over her grandkids? That seems like a choice no soap character ever makes successfully. The audience would turn on her, right?
Well, the sources suggest she likely won't. It says Taylor will presumably pick her family. But, and this is the key insight here, compliance is behavior, not emotion. You can force someone to behave a certain way, but you cannot force them to stop feeling. Steffy can mandate presence, but she cannot mandate the heart.
So you can't just turn off inappropriate thoughts because your daughter yelled at you.
If anything, the preview suggests the opposite. Deacon asks, how are we going to give this up? And the analysis from the source suggests that trying to resist actually creates a forbidden fruit dynamic.
Of course.
When you make something taboo, you just increase its value.
That makes total sense. If you tell two people who are in love that they can't see each other, they don't stop loving each other, they just start sneaking around. It adds this element of danger that can actually be an aphrodisiac. It turns a midlife romance into a teenage rebellion.
Which increases the risk. Now, they aren't just dating, they're conspiring. They become partners in crime against Steffy's edict. And that just raises the stakes of getting caught exponentially, and it creates this bond of us against the world.
So Taylor's in this pressure cooker. She has Sheila on one side, unknowingly waiting to explode, and Steffy on the other, holding the keys to the family. It's a mess. But she's not the only one dealing with ultimatums this week.
No, not at all. There is a very distinct parallel happening with the younger generation. The writers are clearly mirroring these dynamics. We need to look at Dylan, Ivy, and the Forresters.
Okay, let's hop on a plane, metaphorically, to San Francisco first, because the contrast here is just hilarious to me. You have Steffy and Electra Forrester living the high life.
Right. Room service, luxury suites. They're physically removed from all the chaos. And they're discussing the drama back in L.A., specifically about Dylan and Will Spencer.
And Electra seems totally fine with it. She's not panicked.
She appears totally secure. She gets an "I miss you" text from Will. She confirms Dylan is sleeping in the guest room. In her mind, boundaries are being respected.
She trusts the structure.
She believes in the rules she left behind.
Meanwhile, back at the beach house in L.A., the vibe is not calm. Ivy Forrester is spiraling. It's absolute chaos.
Spiraling is exactly the right word. Ivy is ranting. She is convinced she saw Dylan making moves on Will. She specifically references a bikini incident.
A bikini incident. Okay, let's just unpack that for a second. It's a beach house. People wear bikinis. Does the source clarify if anything actually happened, or is this all in Ivy's head?
The source implies it's largely Ivy's interpretation of events. She questions Dylan's self-respect. Dylan tries to defend herself, but Ivy is not listening. She is operating on pure jealousy and protectionism for Electra. She's projecting a threat where there might just be swimwear. She sees a predator because she's looking for one.
And here comes the second ultimatum. Steffy threatened estrangement. What does Ivy threaten?
Banishment. Total geographic banishment. She demands Dylan leave Los Angeles and never look back.
And she's not just asking nicely. She's got some leverage.
She does. She threatens to expose the real Dylan to Electra. She mentions seeing filthy things.
Filthy things. Again, with the dramatic language, it's so vague, but it implies this moral corruption. It sounds like something from a Victorian novel.
It's effective because it attacks Dylan's reputation.
Yeah.
But Ivy doesn't just use a stick. She offers a carrot. Or, well, a bribe. The source describes a visual detail that I find fascinating. Ivy pulls a literal bundle of cash from her purse.
A bundle of cash? Who carries a bundle of cash in their purse these days? Do people not use Venmo in this universe?
Right.
It feels very 1940s gangster. Here's a wad of bills, scram.
It just highlights the desperation and the wealth gap. To Ivy, money solves problems. She thinks she could just buy a different reality. Her instructions are so specific, too. She tells Dylan to fuel up the car and drive until it runs out of gas.
That is so dramatic. Drive until the car dies. Not go to the airport, not drive to San Diego, just drive into the void. It's like she wants Dylan to just evaporate.
It's an attempt to erase Dylan from the narrative completely. Ivy wants to scrub the slate clean to protect Electra and probably to soothe her own anxiety about it. She thinks if she removes the person physically, she removes the problem emotionally.
A very simplistic view of human relationships.
Right.
So we have Taylor being forced to choose family over love, and Dylan being paid to disappear into the sunset. It seems like the power players Steffy and Ivy are winning. They are exerting control. They're drawing the maps.
But that's where the spoilers for the week of February 2nd come in. Because plans made in anger, especially plans based on controlling other people, rarely go smoothly.
The variables always fight back.
Always.
Yes. Let's talk about the flawed plan. Because Dylan does not drive until the gas runs out, does she?
No, not even close. The preview shows Dylan physically bumping into someone. And it's not just anyone.
It's R.J. Forrester, Steffy's brother.
The irony is just palpable. Ivy wanted Dylan gone to protect the status quo and keep her away from the family. Instead, Dylan doesn't leave. And by staying, or at least delaying her departure, she literally runs into another member of the Forrester clan.
And RJ introduces himself as Steffy's brother. It's like a meet-cute in the middle of a blackmail plot.
Right.
Usually the meet-cute happens in a coffee shop, not while you're flaying a beach house with a wad of cash.
It completely undermines Ivy's ultimatum. You can't banish someone if they just integrate further into the social circle you're trying to protect.
It suggests that Ivy's interference actually accelerated Dylan's integration into the family.
Exactly. If Ivy had done nothing, maybe nothing would have happened. But by pushing, she created a collision.
It's a classic backfire. Ivy thinks she's solving the problem, but she's actually just creating a whole new plot line. Speaking of new plot lines, we should probably touch on the business subplot that was mentioned. It's a bit of a palate cleanser, but it feels connected.
Right. While all this emotional warfare is going on, we have Katie Logan gushing over some new designs.
Eric Forrester's designs. The master himself.
Yes, but it's a secret. He's designing for the Logan line, but he reminds Katie and Bill Spencer that his role has to remain a secret for now.
Which, knowing this world, means it will be a secret for exactly 2 episodes before someone finds the sketch in the wrong folder. But why this secrecy?
It likely has to do with the Forrester versus Logan branding wars. Eric helping the opposition is a politically sensitive topic within the fashion houses, but thematically, it fits perfectly.
How so?
Everyone is hiding something. Taylor is hiding her love. Dylan is hiding her past or whatever Ivy thinks she saw. And Eric is hiding his work.
It really is a house of cards. So let's try to synthesize this. What are we seeing here? Because we have these two parallel tracks running.
I think the parallel between Steffy and Ivy is the most striking thing. Both women are reacting to a perceived threat to their family structure.
Right. Steffy sees Deacon as a threat to the family's safety and reputation because of Sheila, and Ivy sees Dylan as a threat to Electra's relationship.
And their reaction is the same. Control. Yeah. Absolute control. They don't try to mitigate the risk. They try to eliminate the source.
No negotiation.
None. Extreme control. They are drawing hard lines in the sand. Leave town. Cut them off. They're operating from a place of fear, but it's masked as authority. They believe that if they just yell loud enough or pay enough money, they can dictate reality.
But the sources hint that this doesn't work. As we touched on, the forbidden aspect just makes things stickier.
Exactly. We see Taylor and Deacon framed almost as star-crossed lovers now. They're trying to escape a villain, Sheila, but they are being thwarted by the hero, Steffy.
It flips the whole script.
It does. By forbidding the relationship, Steffy might be pushing them into a deeper, more desperate bond. The external pressure compresses the relationship. It makes it harder, not softer.
And with Dylan, Ivy's attempt to push her away just pushed her right into RJ. It's like squeezing a bar of soap. It just shoots out in a different direction. You can't control where it lands.
That's a great analogy. Ultimatums in this social circle seem to be less about solving problems and more about accelerating chaos. They force people to lie, which creates more secrets, which leads to more explosions down the road. It's just a self-perpetuating cycle of drama.
Okay, so looking ahead to next week, we have Taylor seemingly caving to Steffy, but probably lying about it. We have Deacon heartbroken and confused. We have Dylan ignoring the drive until empty command and meeting RJ. And we have Sheila Carter just dancing.
Dancing and waiting. That image is going to stick with me.
It is a powder keg. Before we wrap up, I want to leave the listener with a thought. We've talked a lot about Taylor and Deacon and the threat of Sheila.
It is the central tension.
Here is my question for you and for everyone listening. If Taylor actually does what Steffy wants, if she breaks it off with Deacon to save her relationship with her family, what happens to Sheila?
That is the pivotal question, isn't it?
Because right now, Sheila is happy because she thinks she has Deacon. If Deacon is suddenly miserable, or if he dumps Sheila because Taylor told him to, doesn't that make Sheila infinitely more dangerous?
Absolutely. A Sheila Carter who feels secure is one thing. She's manageable. But a Sheila Carter who realizes she has been rejected and suspects another woman is behind it.
Oh, boy.
That is a level of volatility I don't think Steffy has even begun to calculate.
Steffy thinks she's protecting the family from Deacon. She might just be unleashing Sheila.
And she's removing the one-person Deacon who might have been able to keep Sheila calm. She is effectively removing the safety valve on the pressure cooker while turning up the heat.
It's a tactical error of massive proportions.
Massive.
Oof. It's going to be a stressful week in Los Angeles.
Very. And we will be watching to see who cracks first.
Well, that is all the time we have for this deep dive. Thank you for unpacking the drama with us.
My pleasure.
Make sure you tune in to see if Dylan spends that cash or if she just keeps bumping into Forresters. And keep an eye on Taylor. I have a feeling that therapy session wasn't the last one. Thanks for listening.
Goodbye, everyone.